The mainstream media has a serious credibility problem and a clear left-leaning bias. For 4 years, Democrat politicians claimed that Joe Biden was sharp mentally and in top shape physically, and no one media outlet challenged that narrative. Let's take a walk down memory lane and watch this video.
Does the president have the stamina, physically and mentally, do you think, to continue on even after 2024?
Don, you're asking me this question. Oh my gosh, he's the president of the United States. You know, I can't even keep up with him.
The most difficult part about a meeting with President Biden is preparing for it, because he is sharp, intensely probing, and detail-oriented and focused.
I can testify because I've been working very closely with this president for the past 2 years. I've been knowing him for 30 years. And I'm telling you, this guy's tough. He's smart. He's on his game.
Joe Biden has vision. He has knowledge. He has a strategic thinker.
The president is focused. He's detail-oriented. He's always thinking about the big picture.
Because the mainstream media has consistently shown its unwillingness to report the full truth, a new wave of independent voices has emerged. This new media includes social media influencers, podcasters, and independent journalists who are more willing to call things as they see them. Listen to this exchange between a CNN correspondent and podcaster Natalie Winters.
And I'm sure you see this online every single day, who say you don't deserve to be here because you're not a real journalist. What's your response to them?
Well, I'm pretty sure the group of people in there spent, 4 years covering for someone who was essentially dead, and that's being charitable in my description of him, a president by the name of Joe Biden. So to all those people who are apoplectic over having new media voices, you guys failed. And that's why we're here.
In an iconic twist, during the White House Correspondents Dinner, Axios reporter Alex Thompson publicly admitted that there was indeed a coordinated effort to cover up President Biden's cognitive decline. And instead of reckoning with that failure, the media applauded themselves for finally admitting what independent voices have been pointing out for years.
President Biden's decline and its cover-up by the people around him is a reminder that every White House, regardless of party, is capable of deception. But being truth tellers also means telling the truth about ourselves. We, myself included, missed a lot of this story, and some people trust us less because of it. We bear some responsibility for faith in the media being at such lows.
Here we have White House Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt calling out the media's blatant bias and lack of accountability. Take a look.
For CBS and the White House Correspondents Association dinner, it was laughable. They gave an award to a journalist for talking about Biden's mental incompetence. He wrote a story about it years after the American people knew that story to be true. Didn't take much, just 2 eyes and 2 ears to realize that Joe Biden was completely inept, was unfit to serve as president of the United States. And nobody in the legacy media, nobody in this city wanted to talk about it. In fact, I recall being on President Trump's campaign and calling out Joe Biden's cognitive decline. And we were accused of manufacturing deepfakes. My predecessor accused us for manufacturing deepfakes from the White House podium when she knew and everybody in this White House knew the true status of Joe Biden's physical and mental fitness. And the mainstream media allowed that cover-up to take place because they refused to dig for the truth. They tried to get the American people not to believe their own eyes. It is truly one of the greatest cover-ups and scandals in American history. And again, this is why we are welcoming independent journalists and social media influencers and content creators into the White House with open arms, because all of you in this room and many of your colleagues in independent journalism talked about this online Nobody gave you credence as far as the legacy media is concerned. And now they host cocktail parties where they're applauding each other and patting each other on the back for uncovering the truth. It was years later, and it's truly sad to see.
What we have witnessed is one of the most significant media cover-ups in recent history, all led by CNN, MSNBC, and the New York Times. As for me, I have lost all trust in those outlets. How about you? Let me know in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching, and until soon. Peace.